Let me ask you a hard question. Would you be willing to let someone you love suffer if it was the only way to save their life? Sit with that for a second. So, in this video, I'm talking about something that breaks families apart, quietly ruins recovery, and disguises itself as love, and how that love can keep someone sick in addiction. But it's especially hard when it's your child or your spouse or friend. If you've ever said, well, I'm just trying to help, or they just need one more chance. Or maybe you said, I don't want them to hate me. Yeah, this message is for you because we're talking about enabling. So, what is enabling? Enabling is when you protect someone from the consequences of their own actions, especially when those actions are harmful. It looks like help, it feels like love, but often it keeps the person stuck right where they are, and that is sick. They're in denial, and they're spiraling out of control. And I know what it is, and I'm guilty of enabling. My name is Glenn. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I drank for 40 plus years, and by the grace of God, I have been sober now for over 5,000 days. Everything I share is just my opinion, and it comes from my experience in recovery. Now, I was already in recovery when my wife started using, so you'd think I'd know better. I'd been the addict, I caused the damage, but I made amends and I found God. But the moment I saw her pale face and her shaking hands and desperate voice, I didn't see a manipulator. I didn't see an addict. I saw my wife, the woman who loved me for almost 30 years and gave me 2 beautiful kids. Love won out. I gave in and gave her the money. I was enabling an addict, but that's not love. It's fear, dressed up in a hug and a kiss. When you enable someone, you're really saying, I don't trust you to hit bottom. I don't trust God to catch you, and I'm afraid of what will happen if I let you go. So much fear, and I felt every bit of it. Here's what enabling can look like. You pay all the family expenses because they spent their entire paycheck on drugs or alcohol, lying to family and friends that they're really okay. They're not using. They're not an addict. Forgiving them even after they've stolen from you, the family, or someone else. Ignoring the lies because you can't stand confrontation. Yeah, that's me. And giving them just enough money because you don't want them to get drug sick or have withdrawals. Yep, that's me too. And let me be honest here. I'm not judging you. I've been enabled in my addiction, and I've been the enabler. Not proud of it. So I know what I'm talking about. When I was drinking, my family, my friends, they all tried to help me, but I wasn't ready to stop because I never had to face the full impact of my behavior until eventually I did. Now, here's the sad, hard truth. When we enable, we don't stop the addiction. We prolong it. But why do we enable? Because we love them and because it hurts to watch someone you love, care about, crash and burn. If it's your child, the guilt eats you alive. You wonder where you went wrong. You think if I just love them harder, yeah, it'll get better. Your instincts scream protect, fix, rescue. If it's your spouse, you don't want to break up your family. You fear for them, and your heart whispers, be patient, stay loyal, don't give up. Suddenly, your whole life revolves around managing their addiction. You hide it from others, you walk on eggshells, you say yes when you know you should say no, and that creates conflict, not just with them, but inside of you. Your mind says one thing, but your heart says another. You start resenting them, you start resenting yourself, and the more you enable, the more powerless you feel. There's a war going on inside of you. You go to bed replaying conversations, and you wonder if you're a bad spouse or parent. You lie to your friends about what's really going on, and you say yes when every part of you is screaming no. And then you hate yourself for both. You're living in survival mode, and your relationships start to fracture. Not just with the addict, but with the family, with your kids, your spouse, friends, and with God. You pray for them to change, but you keep shielding them from the pain that would push them to that change. But addiction doesn't play fair. It thrives in chaos. It takes that love and it twists it. It turns compassion into codependence. It turns second chances into endless cycles. Your love isn't what saves them, it's what shields them from reality. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound and calling it healing. So, what do? Well, here are 4 powerful ways to deal with enabling and start breaking the cycle before it's too late. Number 1, set clear boundaries. This is the most important step. Boundaries are not punishments. They're limits you set to protect your own mental and emotional health. An example of a boundary would be, I'm not going to let you live here if you're using. Or, I won't give you money, but I will help you find a treatment program. Write your boundaries down, communicate them clearly, and most importantly, stick to them. That's the hardest part. Take it from me. Number 2, let consequences happen. This one is painful but necessary. If they lose a job, let them lose it. If they go to jail, let them stay there for a while. If they hit bottom, let them feel it, because sometimes the lowest moment is the beginning of a real change. It's not cruelty, it's reality. Number 3, get support for yourself. Enabling doesn't just damage the addict, it damages you. You need healing too. Join groups like Al-Anon, Narc-Anon, or Celebrate Recovery. Talk to a therapist. Find other people who've been through it. And you don't have to go through this alone. Number 4, practice tough love. You can be firm without being cruel. They say things like, I love you enough not to help you kill yourself. I want you to get better, but I can't do it for you. I'm here when you're ready for help. Love doesn't mean control. Love means letting go without shutting the door. And don't let guilt manipulate your decisions. Let's be real about this. Enabling is a kind of addiction too. It's an addiction to control, to being needed, to feeling like you're doing something. But just like the person using, you end up broken, exhausted, and full of guilt. And the worst part, you think you're loving them, but enabling might be what keeps them sick. And you have to ask yourself, what's more loving? Saving them from pain or giving them a chance to save themselves? Let's go back to the question I asked at the beginning. Would you be willing to let someone you love suffer if it was the only way to save their life? Well, if your answer is yes, then you're beginning to understand the difference between enabling and loving. If your answer is no, then I understand it. Believe me, I've been there. It means you're human, but you also have to understand that continuing to rescue someone from consequences might be costing them their chance at real recovery. It took me a long time to finally come to that conclusion. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop rescuing and start letting go. You are not their savior. You are their parent, their spouse, their friend. You are allowed to love them without fixing them. You are allowed to step back without stepping away. And you are allowed to have peace while they find their path. Because recovery isn't just for the addict, it's for the enabler too. It's not easy, it's not clean, it's not quick. But love, real love, isn't about comfort, it's about doing the hard thing, even when it hurts. So if you're watching this and struggling with whether to say no to someone you love, just know this. Saying no might be the most loving thing you ever do. Recovery starts with truth. And the truth is this: you can love them. You can pray for them. You can support them. But you can't save them. Only God can do that. And it took me years to finally come to that realization. So take a breath, Take a step back, let God work, and when they're ready to come back, be there with boundaries, with faith, with love. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to share if you know someone who is struggling. If this helped you, drop a comment. God bless you. God bless our veterans. And remember, somebody out there loves you.